Very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me say pamsore to my honorable members of the panel and to Zinwa, the Ministry of Agriculture, Engineer Ruzengwe. Yeah, thank you so much for welcoming us to this very important project. We have engineers from the city of Harare as well who have joined us. Just to put everyone up to speed with why the Portfolio Committee is here, we will explain in a moment, but as has already been alluded to by Engineer Ruzengwe, I'm not ace, non-super. Ace Lumumba. My name is Super Manduanzira. I'm the chairman of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Local Governments, Public Works and National Housing. I want to allow you to know all the other members who have been able to join us. Others are still on their way. So I'd like each one of the members who are here to introduce themselves, introduce which constituency they are from. My constituency is in Nyanga South. So, and then I will explain in a moment why we are here. So, honorable members.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Honorable Advai Mahash, MP Mtare North. I'm Honorable Daniel Nakiso, Vita West Constituency, Local Government Committee.
Good afternoon. I'm Good Chimbaira. I represent Sengeza East Constituency. Thank you.
Ini ndinoitwa David Butao ndinobva kuMbire constituency.
Witness Junga, Mount Darwin West constituency.
You also look like an MP, but ideally he should be our chairman given the way he's dressed today, but he has allowed me to continue in my position. But on a very serious note, we are here really to check on the progress on this important national project, particularly with reference to the supply of water to the city of Harare. Today is our second day doing a tour of projects that have an impact on the supply of water for our capital city. Yesterday we toured the waterworks in Norton as well as in Chitungwiza to just get an updated situation on the water supply situation for the capital city. We're very clear that there are lots of challenges which relate to the capacity of the city of Harare to supply the water. Part of it is the processing capacity for the cleaning of the water to make it, drinking water. Infrastructure is dilapidated, requires a lot of upgrading. New pumps are required, not to mention billions of dollars that are required for upgrading the distribution pipes for the water into the city. Be that as it may, the city itself is doing a lot of great work. The engineers that we met yesterday, the staff that we met yesterday, with the support of Zinwa, with the support of all other institutions that are charged with the responsibility of water and the environment. I think they're doing the best under the current circumstances. We were advised yesterday that the water that's coming from the Chitungwiza works, which is the Prince Edward Waterworks, will run out at the end of next month. And for us, it's a worrying situation, and therefore, there are many solutions that have been suggested, but the immediate solution is to make sure that there's resources made available to buy and fix pumps so that the city of Harare can be able to pump more water into the waterworks from Darwin Dam to obviously augment supplies from that are going to be no longer available from the Chitungwiza waterworks. But a long-term solution is one suggested by Zinwa, Engineer Manzira. I'm glad that you are here. Thank you very much for joining us. which is to make sure that water is supplied from Wenimbi Dam, Muchekeranwa here, to Wenimbi Dam, and then Wenimbi to Chitungiza. Then continuously there will be water the whole year. That dam which is supplying into the Chitungiza waterworks, what is it called? Prince Edward Dam does not, dry out by this time of the year. So this is why it is important to see what's happening here at Muchekeranwa and to see what's happening at other dams that are meant to supply water into the capital city of Zim. So in a nutshell, that's really why we are here. But because we are a local government committee, we're not just interested in Harare. When we are here, we also have jurisdiction over the local authority that is responsible for this area. And of course, if this water is also going to supply other places, we have an interest to make sure that these projects are being implemented on time, and to ensure that the whole nation is satisfied in terms of water. So before I sit down, allow me to allow the other honorable members who've just joined us to introduce themselves. They know why we are here, so they didn't miss anything. So if you can please introduce yourselves, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I am Makumi Robafalvo. I represent the Central Constituency in the National Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Donald Mafudzi. I represent the people of Highfield, and I'm also a member of the local government committee.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us. Others are still coming. They don't like to be on the bus with the journalists, but we hope they'll be joining us. I think that's all from us, really. Allow me to introduce our very able technical staff who are making this very possible. So let me also give them an opportunity to introduce themselves to yourselves, so you know which team we are working with.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Mr. Nyati from the Committees Department.
To Parliament, they will respect the Mr.
Good afternoon. My name is Christian Gwanjingwa, Benson, Parliament Staff.
We also have.
Well,
by the way, yeah, sorry.
I'm Mr. Bunda Makara. I am from the Research Department.
Research Department of Parliament is also here with us. We also have our in-house publication, The Answered. We have reporters from The Answered, right? Yeah, please introduce yourself.
I'm Dori Kamaranga from Answered. Afternoon, I'm Anna Maria.
Afternoon, I'm Tobias Mapinja from the Parliament Public Relations Department.
Okay, so that's the team from Parliament. If you want to ask anything that is administrative, they will be able to assist you. So, Engineer, thank you for welcoming us. We are now your guests.
Thank you very much, Honorable Romanzira. I think you can take us through now.
Thank you very much. I think I can say all protocols observed. As the chair has taken us through, the main purpose why we are here is to check progress on the first phase of transfer of water from Muchekeranwa, Wenimbi, until it gets to Prince Edward Waterworks. The first phase is actually kicked off, and construction of the first pump house has begun, as well as the marking out of the pipeline, and I think a section has also been cleared. But on the details for that, we have our resident engineer who is here, Engineer Mbata, who will walk us through the project. He will give us more technical details on the pump sizes, the pipe sizes, and whatever progress they have made so far. Engineer Mbata.
Good afternoon to you all. I'm just going to take you briefly through our Muchekeranwa to Wenimbi pipeline project. This is a project that has already kicked off. We came here to site sometime last year, but the contractor was still establishing. But as of 2 months ago, the contractor is now in full swing. Our project cost in total is around US 19.1 million, and it's being fully funded by the government of Zimbabwe. So we received an advance payment 2 months ago in the region of about 12.5% of that 19.1 million that I've talked about. That's why the contractor, who is Makomo Engineering, that's why they've started work. So the technical aspects of our project, we are intending to transfer about 30 megaliters per day from Muchekeranwa Dam up to Wenimbi Dam. And we are going to be doing that through a 600 millimeter diameter pipe size. The material is GRP. Some of you have probably seen that we imported from South Africa. And we are also going to be having 3 pump stations along the way, because we can't pump all the water from here and all at once to Wenimbi Dam. So we are going to have 3 booster pump stations along the way. The first one is just at the dam site here, about 900 meters from the dam. I think maybe just before you leave, we'll just go and show you. Our pump station, when we talk about a pump station, we are talking about a reservoir, about 2 megaliter reservoir, and the pump was right next to it. So our water just gravitates into the reservoir, then we pump it from booster pump station number 1 to booster pump station number 2, which is about 9.1 kilometers from here. Then from booster pump station number 2, we pump it again to another booster pump station number 3. If you pass through Mashop Saganziba 2 boy, right behind 2 boy shopping center, open a booster pump station number 3, which will then pump the water straight to Noskapa. That's about 1 kilometer from Haifrat Dev Wenimbi Dam. So our booster pump station are just going to be similar. Each booster pump station has a pump house, a tank per side. And then in between my booster pump station to a pipeline 600 millimeter. By Nunga Yagacherwa Pass, we are going to be using GRP, as I said before. Then where is above ground, or where is crossing a river, we are going to be having it as steel. And then each booster pump station again, we are going to be having a substation Yamageti, a 2 MVA substation here, because this is the biggest one. Then at the booster pump station number 2, we are going to have the 1 MVA substation. And then the last substation, which is the smallest one, are going to have an 800 kVA substation. So in terms of actual progress on the ground, we are at 4%, because Tanga is easy. And the amount of money that we receive, like I said, we are being fully funded by the government. So Maracha is square at 1. But all things being equal, we are expecting this expected project duration for this project is 7 months. So right now we are into the 2nd month. We are expecting probably if we get some more disbursements from government, we should be able to conclude within our expected timeline. It might take longer if the money doesn't come on time. So right now, as Engineer Mandela has alluded to, the pipeline all the way up to Wenimbi, we have already cleared the whole 26-kilometer stretch. We have cleared the whole 26-kilometer stretch, but we haven't started doing the excavation for the pipeline because we are waiting for the pipes first. So that does not disturb our trench is going to be quite deep. Our pipe is going to be 1 meter deep. In any situation, we are expecting to 1.6 to 2 meters. And our trench is wide, in certain sections 3 meters from 3.5. So we can only start the trenching after we've received our pipes on site. When I receive 1 kilometer, we will trench our 1 kilometer. So that's what we are waiting for. But like I said, we are importing them from outside the country. And they are not pipes that we get off the shelf. We have to place an order first. And then they manufacture according to our order, then they come. So we are expecting probably to get more funding to enable us to shanda chaizo. But I'm going to concentrate up because Marita Captiva, you know, cannot shanda up. So we are not able to take a lot of work other than Shanda pump station, pump station, substation before we can actually start moving deeper into the line. So I think in brief, Engineer Manzira, maybe that's it about the Muchekeranwa Dam pipeline project.
Okay. Maybe there are some who might be having a few questions before we begin the tour. Honorable members, if you have any questions, I think this is a good opportunity we have to ask. Probably I will start. Thank you, Engineer Manzila. I just wanted to find out you said the full distance from here to Wenimbi Dam is how many kilometers? That's number one. Number two, you said you are waiting for pipes. Have they been ordered and paid for, or you are waiting for money? Which is which?
The full distance from here to Wenimbi is 26 kilometers, up to about 1 kilometer where we are at Squidira directly to Mudembo.
Oh, okay.
We see about 1 kilometer from Basin, but 1 kilometer from. So the total general was 26 kilometers. My pipes we have ordered Mashoma based on the 2.4 million Dagapio.
Right.
So we could not order a lot. I was saying we have cleared the whole route. But this site that I think for the first 4.5 kilometers, because Marita Gapi, I know about 6 kilometers, but it's from wait at the first 4.5 to that road you went up Machete. So those pipes are there to expect out to a site, those Patata Marata Gapi, we are just waiting for the pipes to come to site. But beyond that, we now need more money. We can't go beyond the 4.5 days. We can't go beyond the 50 pump station.
So you said you are pumping 30 megaliters per day. That's 30 million liters per day. Yes. Is this 24 hours? 365 days? Or you have to switch off at some point? The issue here is the transfer will be done particularly during the dry season.
Oh, okay.
Because during the rain season, like someone said yesterday, as soon as it begins to rain, maybe 2-3 weeks into the rain season, our second dam is filled up. So when it begins spilling, there's no need to be pumping pumping water there. So we then wait until the end of the rain season, when the levels begin to recede. That's when we begin the topping up exercise. It will run continuously during the dry season.
Okay. So who is paying for this work? This is being done in order to supply water to the city of Harare. And when we say the city of Harare, we are also talking about Rua, we're talking about Shitungiza, we're talking about Norton. So I'm saying this for the benefit of the journalists who are here. So who's actually paying for this water, this 30 megaliters, and also the cost of putting up this? I know government is funding it, but ultimately who is paying for it? Is it the city, or is it just public investment?
The infrastructure is public investment, but the operation costs, that's what the residents of Harare Metro will be paying for. Just like any other water supply station, the tariff structure is such that government absorbs the capital costs, and the operational costs are what are paid for by the clients who make use of the water.
Okay, very clear. Honorable.
Yes, ndanzvida kungotafind out tinomati muchaita 30 million liters from Muchekeranwa to Nimbi. Munodira mudhamu. Madhiri kana madira mudhamu azvicharevi kuti ichazotransfer futi ipava iri 30 mega because imwe icharasikira pacho. Nevamwe vachatora mudhamu mumbi. Imomo amuone kuti pane zvakaoneka challenge kushanda cost yacho hazvigone here kuti ingove pangwa straight chinosvika kuti.
Thank you, Honorable. The ideal situation is actually to have a pipeline that is continuous, like from here right down to Prince Edward. But you also have to consider that government is saying this is like a temporary project to to Harare Metro Province. But the idea is for all stakeholders along the system to benefit. So when the bigger dams that can fully cater for Harare are in place, you may find that this water will now be benefiting the communities along the system. Yes, it's also ideal that we minimize losses, but the costs of implementing the project are very limited. Because if you look at the next phase from Wenimbi to Prince Edward, we are actually putting up a pipeline which will transmit for just about a third of the distance. The remaining 2/3, it will be flowing through the tributary of the Manyame into the Manyame River itself. So that's where the costs have to be minimized.
But still that like the chairman is alluded to it. The whole idea is my residents are in Harare Metropolitan Province are benefiting.
Yes.
But the moment they are moving to we change up, you have to benefit was the problem in Harare?
Yes, the problem is in Harare. But when this infrastructure was put up, it was put up for the people in Manicaland and in Mash East. And we cannot push that aside. So whatever we are doing is we are like saying for now they are building capacity to utilize the water. But whilst they are building that capacity, let's make use of the water where we can get an immediate benefit.
Okay. Any other question, honorable members? Yeah. Honorable Jonga.
Yes. Pane pangandizokuudza kuti kubva Muchekeranwa toenda kuwenimbi. Wenimbi kunosvika kwairi kufungwa Prince Edward.
Yes.
Pakareba zvakadini?
You are talking of a distance of about 70 kilometers, but the pipeline will only be about 23 kilometers.
Yeah. How is that so?
It will be offloading at the source of a tributary, that a tributary of the Manyame.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it flows naturally. Yeah. All we need to do is, as the flow starts, we will try and remove maybe some of the natural obstacles that can reduce the flow rate. But otherwise, it's an open channel.
Sorry, follow up. Nesuro Prince Edward, Maitika Ruiz, we know the Dam area.
That's Harawa?
Yes,
actually it's both of them. Right. Saka mvura yatakubvisa kuti yakanaka yakunopinda uku kwamaiti bigger unogone 2 chemicals needed, but kune siltation muchazvomanager sei?
City of Harare will take care of the remaining part. But what I can say is, if you remember, City of Harare is saying we have reduced the treatment capacity or the operating capacity to about 60 megaliters per day. And the transfer of this state is to try and increase that operating capacity back to 90. And it's like the water is not meant to be stored. As soon as it gets there, it will be treated. It will presumably it will help to dilute the water, but maybe City of Harare can take over it.
Chairman.
Yes.
Engineer, pano paitika kadambudziko kepfungwa tisati sima-engineers eni.
It's okay.
So sensitivity analysis yema-numbers yamakaita.
Yeah.
iri kuita take into account kuti mucharasira mvura madhaka and then loss yeporosity yaya whether dry or wet season cost yacho muchaifactor zvikameka sense kuti mungoita 23 kilometers can.
Yes, sorry, through you, Chair. What we are banking on here is we start transferring our water just right at the end of the rain season, and our riverbed will still be wet, so that will reduce losses through seepage. We want to transfer that water when there is still some water. We can't wait until the dam is, say, almost empty, and then start transferring. Then the losses will naturally be much more. So that's the way we are trying to minimize the losses. You can't avoid the losses. You can only avoid the losses by investing in a pipeline. And the cost now of putting up a full line was prohibitive.
Okay, any other question? Honorable.
pambi isikuno kutoka kutanga mamchiti chashanza magetsi dzese dziri 3 dzichaenda dzine backup kana kutora backup ne backup yemasola ozi inogona ke semvura yamukundorasira kuti murwizi inogona kutongorasika igome kutomwirira imwe godi igoramba ichitoshota kuno kupanga magetsi anobva aenda muchakwanisa kuramba muchipamba mumusana kwaenda zuva rese hamuchakwanisa kuramba muchipamba zvabati mogwa kupamba 24 hours kana kuri kuti mazuva kune kusina mvura kuti rambe rakasara.
Yes.
Backup here.
The first backup that is there is like all major water supply institutions have a sort of an arrangement with the ZESA in terms of load shedding. But however, when there are faults, the generators are being installed as backup. Solar is an alternative, but the immediate cost of putting up that infrastructure is not is not readily affordable, unless otherwise we have some investors like these independent power producers who are coming in to say we want to put up a solar plant here. They are very welcome to give us extra backup. We are actually encouraging such partnerships for whoever as investors at the same time.
Chairman.
Yeah, go ahead.
Engineer, I'm going personally. I mean, I'm not convinced. Some suggestions since my team, the whole project is being funded by the government. Project pipes straight to Shavupi. Was it because to tell them nothing else to say? Because the moment I went to 23 kilometers of Mauto Dira, pass. Don't know your brave dressing. It could ask. Chata is out to move my pipe since the government you find. She just at this. Can I to my car told you budget for you from your Russia so much?
Yes, when you are motivating any project to treasury for funding, they also ask these questions that you are asking, and naturally, because their bag is not is got a certain cap in terms of what they can release during a certain period. So when you put up projects to say we have this water supply solution for this area, we have this water supply solution for this area, then they will tell you maybe for this year or for these projects that you have given us for the next 5 years, we can only be giving you at this rate. So that's when a decision is made to say, can we completely shelve this problem, this project for the time being because the funding is not enough, or can we come up with a solution that will fit into the basket that we have? So those are the considerations that come in. It's not that we say we are simply doing away with a pipeline because there is a river.
But makambofunga here kuti because the moment mafarmers are along the stream apa acharealize kuti mvura yakungowanika vanogona kuzongwisa kuti madhamu twavo vachibloka mvura ipi iyoyo yotadza kuzonyatsosvika waifanira kuita sei kusvika makambozvifungawo nezvazvo because pane mafarmers akawanda still kare along the stream.
Through the chair, yes, that has been considered. Even if you go to the lower field, where you have canals that were specifically designed for those projects, you end up getting farmers who take water from there. But some of these things, it's natural survival. You also want those people to survive. That's why I was saying this project, yes, it's meant for Chitumbiza, but when you look at it, those along the line are meant to benefit. Matebeleland is a typical example where you transfer water from one dam to the other for commercial purposes, but along the way, I was in Mat South for about 5 years. You get you honorable MPs making calls to say our cattle are dying here. Can you just release a natural flow for the cattle? And the same would apply in that region as well. Even if we had not put in this infrastructure, someone was going to say, but I hear there are dams close by. Why can't the government redirect this water into these river systems so that our animals or our small gardens can benefit? So in a way, when you are doing these projects, you are not only looking at one stakeholder, you are actually looking at all the stakeholders whom government can take care of. That's one thing you have to consider naturally. Yes, our main target is the urban population, but we also have to take care of the rural population.
Through you, Chair. Inini, Dora engineer, I think it makes sense. Kweduku my central, tine demo rinonzi Listock. Rakakura, rinopinda munaruya river, richienda. Kavanoita kana iri nguva yechirimo. Vanongeta kudhara tichikura vaifamba zvichibudza kuti tichambovhura mvura vane magadheni vane vari kuita mabasa yamurwizi imbosudurukai nokuti mvura ichange ichizoflowa. Mvura iyoyo inotosvika kusvika kuna Zambezi. Saka I think the idea yenyu inonge mamukatoinonoka because it was right, because kwedu inotobenefita zvakanyanya zvokuti Ruya river most of the time vanogara achingoflowa mvura, hatina challenge chero vamwe vanoishandisawo on their way, but it doesn't affect kwatinge tiri isusu, inosvika zvakanaka. So I think your idea and one is right.
I appreciate that because I was also Mazoe catchment manager at one point.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can just wrap up the questions because we have to do the tour and go to other sites. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Engineer, I think the project is a noble project, but I wanted to ask on the issue of funding. When he was presenting, he made the comments to the effect that you got 12% of the total budget, which is around 2.4 million. And a quick calculation will tell you that for the project to be completed, you need 8 cycles of the 2.4 million, which is actually probably 3-4 years later. Yet we've got a crisis in Harare that is persisting already. So my question then would be, are there any plans to probably engage a private partner, or to engage the government to expedite the payments quicker so that the project can be completed in time?
Our plea is that government release the funds as promised, that will complete the project this side of the year. They might be saying, yes, we have given you this much, but we'll be giving you the remaining amount maybe over the next 2-3 months when priorities have changed. Mind you, at the moment we have maybe 1 or 2 projects that are targeted to be completed, say, by the end of July, end of August. So when those projects are done with, hopefully will be looked at favorably and we get the bulk of. That's what we are. However, I'm sure central government is very open if there are any investors on standby. They can be directed to the system and we benefit from them.
Okay, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Engineer, I want to believe feasibility studies were done to give us an assurance that this project is going to provide adequate water for Harare, Tungiza. Having considered the rural population that is going to benefit from the same resource, for how long are we going to be pumping this water to Wenimbi? And is it adequate enough to sustain even the activities that will rely on this resource? Secondly, as government, we have aspirations to be in an upper middle income society by 2030, and that means we have got some business centers and rural centers that are close to this resource. Are they also going to benefit from this water, or it's only going to Harare? Of course, the main reason why we are here, we want to address the challenges in Harare, but still there are other small urban centers that are dotted around these resources. This resource, are they also going to benefit from this resource, and what will be the effect to the general demand versus the capacity of our dam?
Naturally, when you look at our rural service centers and our growth points, the volumes of water they take is very small as compared to the major urban centers or agriculture. Agriculture actually takes the bulk of the water. So naturally, the rural service centers will be catered for. At the moment, if you have been watching as you are driving here, you might have seen 2 or 3 small signboards indicating there is a Zima water supply station. Those water supply stations, when they start initially, because they will be small, boreholes will be sufficient. But as the service centers grow, we will start developing treated water facilities. Kunzvi, where we are going, for example, there is the water treatment plant for Harare, but alongside that, we are also constructing a water treatment plant that will cater for Juru, Musami Cross, 44, Chikwaka, Mwaja, as well as Majuru, Goromonzi administrative center. So you find that it's not that we are catering for the urban centers. Wherever these major water bodies are being constructed, we are looking at the immediate surroundings to provide them with potable water as well, in addition to the agricultural supplies.
you,
Go ahead.
I was saying the make capacity 75
25,000 megaliters.
75,000 megaliters.
That's 75 billion.
75 million cubic meters or 75,000 megaliters.
So in terms of liters, I don't know
75 million
liters. 75 million.
75,000 million liters.
Billion.
Yeah, it becomes very good. Billions.
So it's 75 billion.
30 million.
30 million.
What he's saying is, you are saying it is 75,000 megaliters.
Right.
So if we remove these other figures,
Yes.
it's 75,000 versus 30.
30,000.
It's just
Okay,
30.
75,000.
So it's 75,000,
That's
which is
30.
in the dam, and per day is 30, which is only going to be abstracted during the dry season, like what he alluded to.
Right.
Which is 30,000.
Some are 30.
Okay.
It's 0.3.
Something like that. It's an insignificant.
2,500.
0.3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done with the questions.
Pump station number 2. Pump station number 2, you find the same similar
Set up in Parliament.
but akachera because mvura tipinde negravity saitofara kuti tizive pasi but uko tiri kuisa mapambo pamusoro pakakwirira higher ground. So when the excavating here, it took too much time to chera kuti achieve malevel. But now after 1 month if you come back you find something better.
So Abachia, do
our pump house. Okay. That's my foundation there. Sweet as it's a bed. But order the flow up. Then after that we are starting with brickwork. Then uko send it to any day from now. Then we are done with the plan up.
So you move to the next.
You move to the next.
So if the funds are made available, can you not deploy here and the two other?
That was the whole idea. It 7 months because people are supposed to be working here, another team there, another team. Time. The actual pipeline itself doesn't take time. Because my pipe are 9 meters, mato echungo join per day you are talking about delaying 500-600 meters per day.
Oh,
but you spend more time working on the infrastructure, pump house, the tank, engineer the markets. But once you finish here, then you move to the second one. But if Maria we are more than the 12% that you should be having our workstations at 3. All the pump stations should be having people. The tank is just a raw water reservoir, just a tank. The raw water tank.
Don't think voltage to the next station.
Pumps are room
no push up for it.
Push up in the
so from the dam gravitation.
Yeah, from the dam is 900 meters, no gravitate up in the then we found it from the pump.
So the tank will cover them so.
I know it's in there water. I say couldn't want to go. Wow, just for
Cost the tank roughly.
Offhand I can't wonder, but normally in a roof, in my columns that you are doing it around 450,000 US, but that one becomes cheaper because that much on a roof.
450,000.
How many pumps? The most expensive up and my pump but it's not the most expensive. The most expensive are the pipes themselves. Nema pumps, nema gates. Papa is just maintained.
Where you pay and the pump?
Okay.
Do for supply.
No food, that's all. All right. So kunoku pesa pakati wako hapa.
Pane then the price are cover kuitira zuva pane matebe takatinga zuva
Okay. Saka chichi mutaziwana kabisa.
fish zirimo
sazapita pakatikati.
I know the project is in two parts, the dam project and the water supply to the city of Harare. So, we are here, we have a team of engineers from ZINWA, honorable members. And it's being led by engineer Marbenje, and also the chief engineer from the head office, engineer Chibanda. We also have two resident engineers here, engineer Makumbe and engineer Makabondo, for the two projects. So I hand over to engineer Chibanda.
We will have the engineer Makumbe just to give a brief overview of this massive. So Makumbe will take us through briefly
Overview of the Kunzvi project. So we are terming the project Kunzvi-Musami project. It's a whole system from Musami, Kunzvi, then to Harare. So I'll just talk about a brief background that it is the President's vision that by 2030 we should attain a middle-income economy. So the project is also going to take into account rural development, eco-zero method, which is aimed at food security, water, through an agricultural development and rural industrialization. So this project, the Kunzvi-Musami project, it is going to be done in two phases. The first phase is when we are going to see the construction of Kunzvi Dam, the water supply for the local community, irrigation, construction of the Kunzvi-Harare water pipeline, and also the construction of Kunzvi-Harare treatment plant. The second phase is where we are going to construct Musami Dam, also integrate the same Musami Dam into the existing Kunzvi system, and also it is going to include the 500-hectare irrigation scheme. So in a nutshell, these are hydrological details for Kunzvi. It has got a capacity of 158 million. We have got a 4% yield of 70 million cubes, and it's an earth fuel. It has got an earth fuel.
Twice the capacity of Muchekeranwa when you started.
Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of irrigation now, Kunzvi Dam is going to get about 500 hectares. So the dam itself, it's on the boundary of two districts. That's Murewa and Goromonzi. So Murewa is going to take 250 hectares for irrigation, the same for Goromonzi. And of the 250, the 50 hectares is going to be, these are going to be village business units. And the same, the 200 hectare is going to be a V30 accelerator model. These are going to be implemented in the two districts. Then on the water supply, the project is also to have a smaller water treatment plant which is going to supply water to Musami, Churu, Chikwaka, 44, and also Majuru in Goromonzi. So on Musami Dam is located along Shabanoe River. It's almost twice the size of Kunzvi, and it has got a yield of about 110 million cubes. It's also the same type of dam as Kunzvi Dam. So there are going to be households which are going to be affected by the dam itself. So these households are going to be reorganized in different villages and farms. And for Goromonzi district, we have about 192 households which are going to be affected. And for Murewa district, we have got about 258 households which are going to be affected by the project. So in terms of where these households are going, in terms of farms, in Murewa district, it's very unfortunate we don't have a very big farm in Murewa district. So the these households are going to be incorporated in the existing villages. And the same for Goromonzi. The households are going to be incorporated in those 3 farms, Glenroy, Rochester, and Northfields. So on the screen, this is just the site plan of how the reorganization is going to take place. We are going to have a main house. I will show you the 3D architectural designs. We are going to have a hut, a granary, and a toilet. So in this slide, this is the 3D views of the houses, the proposed houses. These models, they are from National Housing. And that's where there are many models, and this was the adopted model through the provincial administration offices. This is the two-bed house, the proposed 2-bedroom house. This is the glenary. This is the proposed ventilated improved pit latrine.
The idea is to improve the standard of the people that have been affected from their previous standards to a better standard. Basically, you need to take somebody to a higher level than they were before. So that's the thrust, basically, in terms of the reorganization.
So, in terms of business units, we are going to have about 50 village business units in Goromonzi district and the Murewa district. For the sake of time, I will not read out the names. Then, in terms of Kunzvi potable water beneficiaries, we have got schools and hospitals that are also going to benefit from the same project in both Murewa and the Goromonzi district. Also, for the sake of time, I will not read through the names of all the schools and hospitals. We're also going to have villages as well that are going to benefit from the same project in both districts, that's Goromonzi and the Murewa. Then we're also going to have business units that are going to benefit from the same project. That's Musami, Domborembudzi, Juru, Nyamuzara, also known as 44, and Majuru. Then the remaining water now, that is going to be left. It's going to be allocated to Caledonia, Salim Gabe Heights, Kroyu, Shamva, Tokorot, households, Shawasha, as well as Harare. So, in terms of the overview of the Harare water supply project, I've mentioned the dam already. We're also going to have the water treatment plant, which is going to give us about 235 megaliters per day. In the event that Musami is going to be incorporated into the project, our supply to Harare is going to be increased to about 500 megaliters per day. In terms of the pipeline from the water treatment plant to Harare, I think it's about 43 kilometers. And the water treatment plant to Harare from here is about 7.5 kilometers. So I think this is just a small presentation, but in terms of just a small appreciation on Google Earth, this is our Kunzvi Dam, this one. This is Musami Dam. So at the moment we are building Kunzvi Dam, which is this one. So in the Kunzvi project, we are also going to have Nora Uye, which is about 8 kilometers away from here, which is we are going to pass floods from Nora into the same Kunzvi system. In marked in green, these are farms where the households that I mentioned before are going to be relocated. And on the right bank of Kunzvi Dam, which is somewhere here, we are going to have a smaller treatment plant that I mentioned before, which have got a pipeline, this one, which goes to a hill, which is near Musami Mission, where we are going to put a reservoir there. Then from there, the water will gravitate from there to cross, which is here, to 44, which is here, Churu, North Point, which is here, Chikwaka, as well as Mwanza Business Center, which is here. So this is our water treatment plant, and we are going to pump water from the dam here to the treatment plant, which is here. And then from the treatment plant, we are going to pump the water through Akchuras to reservoirs, which are here in Johnbrook. Then from there, we'll gravitate the water to Greendale reservoirs here, and also to Letembo reservoirs. where the water will be distributed to Harare. I think with this international, I think I've said much on this project. I think it suffices.
At this juncture, I'll probably now ask if our honorable members here might have any questions or clarifications that they might want to pose to you. Honorable members, it's open to you.
Yes. Pane pandando here pane treatment center point ya mushandi mwena apo ndivana kuti mixa mishonga yenyu kuti mvura isvika yakanaka saka tikuti isusu hapana interference yekuti ichazombofura sitofarare zoisa mishonga yene imurungu chikuita
treatment yes and this the works on that treatment plant already in progress. Same on the pipeline as well. The contractor who is working there as well.
Thank you. Yes, honorable.
Maybe engineer and Raunya through you, Chair. Sorry. And Raunya ndiri kuona emphasis yenyu muri kutanga kuti ndaifunga kuti pressure iri kuHarare.
All right, let me come to that. The thrust of the Second Republic we have seen is to make sure we also industrialize the previously marginalized rural areas, using water as a catalyst for economic development. So in essence, we are saying, fine, there is focus on Harare city, but at the same time, the riparian communities surrounding the dam should also be incorporated into the project. Want to avoid the issue of Kariba. We moved from Kariba all the way to Mabale and Lubimbo, what have you. And for now, they are still languishing in poverty. So water should actually be a catalyst for rural development itself. That's why there's the talk of the VBUs, the V30s. The idea is to catalyze rural development using water as a catalyst for urbanization. You've got farmers doing potatoes, tomatoes, what have you. Instead of all people moving to Harare to look for work, we start the industries here. We process the produce here, and you help improve the rural areas and mitigate urban or rural immigration in both. So it's a small facility basically, rural and urban, both incorporated. Though if you look at the orders allocation, Harare is getting almost 98%. The areas we spoke about, it's only 2%.
Thank you for that response. I think it blends very well with the vision that our president has had to say we're leaving no one behind and no place behind as well. So obviously, yes, when we have such an infrastructure here, you don't expect the locals to remain behind and languish in poverty. So I think we are in the right direction. But if I may ask now, what percentage are you on in terms of the projects, and what's your estimated time of completion as well? I mean, in the same angle.
The project is at 52%, and next year we will commission this project.
Next year when? Because I want to come here and if you're not commissioning, I'm going to give you
by year end, I promise you we will commission this year.
By year end next year?
Next year, yes.
Okay. All I remember is take note of that.
You can diarize that.
And it's good, the media, they also
That's fine.
So you better make sure that your commitment is going to sell through. Here's what I follow up.
Follow up, Honorable Chair. So I'm with you when you talk about the benefits to the local communities. My follow-up question is to the effect that, so effectively right now you're working on Kunj. You haven't started working on Misami, correct? But do you see the pipeline of resources flowing? Or because if you're talking about next year, remember Kunj has been on the cards for 20 years. Eh? So what is the timing in your view?
Right. On Musami, we are anticipating other innovative financing models on Musami that we are currently working on. As you might be aware, honorable members here present, last week we did held the Zimbabwe irrigation investment conference, and we interest from various people towards financing these projects. So basically, we are not even sleeping. We want that to come on board as urgently as is possible. If you see the current demand for Stop Harare, it's plus 1,200 megaliters per day. Our system will be able to give us probably 235 from Kunzvi. Musami comes on board, another 235 to 500. So Musami is also wanted like this and this one. So we will make sure we put every effort through whatever means, innovations, whatever can come, to make sure it comes on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Maybe on that note as well, seeing that we want to probably then get to next year, the end of next year, and reach our deadlines. Are there any impediments that you probably might have that you might want to share with our honorable members, that so that we can help to expedite your processes as well? Are you guys saying that no issues right now are okay? Well, of course, at Nagana problem or you might want to share something, my advice, issues that you might have here.
There are not adverse issues per se. Like in terms of funding, so far Treasury has given us the requisite support. Then technically, from our side, we are working every day, not even sleeping, to make sure we are able to complete the works in the time frames that we set for ourselves. Though, of course, the site is a bit challenging in terms of the geological outlook on the site. The foundations are not very easy. We're trying by all means possible to navigate through and make sure we do complete the foundations in time before the rains come. On the issue of rearrangement of communities, there's been a bit of a delay, but we are working with our counterparts from Provincial Affairs Ministry as well as the Local Government Ministry to make sure the issue of rearranging communities is then expedited. So that component just needs a bit of a push, but it's making progress. Thank you, Brian.
That communication, is it okay with the local government and
yes, there are committees in place. We meet almost every week. Okay. We engage like as daily as possible.
Thank you. Honorable members, anyone with any other question? So that we can rush to the site before it's dark. Sorry, one more. Yeah.
Mine is actually a question of the committee. The engineer indicated that everything is flowing smooth. Is it correct? You don't even have a problem.
We can't say with the problem. That won't be correct.
Treasury is not a problem.
Our treasury, no. The treasury is giving us the requisite support. Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is.
Pamba anoshandisa chimagetsi nebackup kana magetsi
yeah, panenge pane backup
nechigenerator so
debatable solar generator. We're still working on that.
What we are trying to do is to make sure that we have a dedicated line we apply for a dedicated line from the CESA, which cannot be interrupted, so that we have a continuous supply of power.
How much power are you consuming in terms of the pump size?
We need about 2 megawatts.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's quite. That's quite.
But if you compare with your question, it's nothing.
No. For the treatment plant, yes, we are generating power from solar. From the dam.
From the dam, no.
No, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are done in the boardroom. Now, maybe if we may, let us go and see the site itself.
Tofunga mabhani kugari pane bridge ramapurisa ndofunga ndokegaka ainoti kari kuna kevo kari pano padhuze
Right, please, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, please talk to us. Where do you go back to? Engineer. Yeah, oh, okay.
Honorable members, Parliamentary 100 meters to Skapane Baza. By Baba, it's 2.6 kilometers. Kuno kulo kuromozi. Enokumero kuyamrewa. Tayari kuda nyabui achimuzimodira kuna maso industry. Kubaba demo pana batitsokera back throwback emvura 8.5 kilometers. Inenge ya inonopera iko 8.5 kilometers. Saka iwede yakuspeed up. What shangere po set fly over. What you know bump solo mvura ina basi. Yeah, then total people who are going to be reorganized 450. 250 to whatever side, about 192 on one side. Demo head total height is 50 meters. Yeah. Then the total height here is 45 meters. Then the intake tower head is 5 off-take points. Since most of the water is domestic, we try to upgrade the oxygen. Because of that, then we can't have the mean idle. So basically, that's what we have. It's a zone airfield there. The total material we are going to use is about 400 meters. Tons and cubic meters. Okay. Of air, rock, sand. I think that's basically on the structure. So right now, the main activities are on the river bed. We are doing some excavations.
So maybe before it gets started, we need to rush to
yes. Okay.
The contract cost is 108 million.
108.
Honorable members, here we have the cut-off chambers. So we are going to dig our foundation. At that point, the water level is 3 meters down. So that level we are going to take it through.
3 meters.
Then we are going to take it through. Then after that, we that's a cement water.
I think the porridge is like a butter. Yes.
Or do you improvise?
Yes.
What we did, you can see. So now we are working here. But that level, we are going to 11 meters down.
Okay.
Yeah,
so average depth here achieve up to the surface of the 50 meters.
You mean the total height?
Total height
50 meters.
Okay.
What is the average depth here foundation?
Only foundation.
The maximum maybe original ground.
Original ground. About 20 meters.
Okay.
I'm sorry, originally this river.
That's it. They make it.
There we went 25 meters from ground level. But I go back now we can't put
those are the foundations I was talking about.
We have to remove water. Because we didn't anticipate that.
Okay. If I may add to what Engineer Madonde is saying, our target is to work on the river before the rains, the 2024-25 rains, so that we finish excavating and backfilling that area. But during the next rain season, we are going to divert water through that channel where we are going to be housing a tunnel which will be having our outlet pipes, the pipes which take out water from the dam. So during that phase, we'll be taking out water through that channel whilst we are working here to higher levels. But at the same time, that tunnel is supposed to be completed. Then we can still place over the tunnel whilst water is going under through the tunnel. And that phase is very important, because if we fail to meet that target, it means it will disturb our program. If we don't finish what I'm saying, it will disturb our program, because we may end up going into the next dry season. Honorable member, what I can assure you, we are getting very favorable funding from Treasury for this project. At the same time, the contractors were equipped to complete the project. We have got a total of about 30 tippers working here, and about 10 excavators working here, which are more than enough for the progress that we want here. Yeah, so I can assure you, maybe if you want, you can still come after 6 months. You will tell me another story. This place will be changed. It will be changed. We can assure you.
Vana vabereka muri kuwana kunzvi kunzvi.